Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Fordyce Center in Bellevue. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. As we move on to the second game of our triple header tonight, Independence-Ravenwood 2 taking on the Tennessee Outlaws in a Tier 2 showdown. Outlaws were the 1 seed in the Hine Cup last year, but didn't make it out of the losers bracket semi, being knocked out in overtime by Summit Page. Independence had a not-so-great 2022-23. They only won 2 games all year, and on the first night of the playoffs were knocked into the losers bracket, and then a few nights later, Hendersonville showed them the door. So a tough season for Independence. They'll be looking to bounce back from that, while the Outlaws will be hoping to go a little bit further in the playoffs this time. Both teams with new head coaches as they both kick off the season. Sorry for being late getting up to go down to the lobby and take care of some stuff. But we're on the air now, and it's 5 minutes until both teams. I know it's 5 minutes to 6:45, but they'll just have both teams come out on the ice at that time. They won't actually have them start playing the game. We'll just do the they won't start playing right away. Looks like we're going to be waiting a little bit on the hold on here. Let me pull up an Ensworth final. Okay. That doesn't help. Anyway, let's talk about the two teams playing tonight's game. This second game in our triple header tonight. First up, Independence-Ravenwood 2, new head coach, Guy Brooks out, Scott Phillips in. Independence, oh man, I got crushed by graduation. Had to say goodbye to Camden Rumo, the 2021 Hine Cup final hero and their leading scorer from last year. Wyatt Lutkins gone. Wyatt Lutkins graduated. Ben Howard graduated. Dylan Rizzardi graduated. Jacob Hill. Jacob Giblin. Evan McAllister. Jack Behringer. Ryder McDonald. Braden Shizapaniak. And they also lost Rhett Gordon. Rhett Gordon, for his senior season, has transferred to Centennial. So they lost their big physical presence. So Independence only have 14 players of their own, so they've had to team up with Ravenwood to help bolster the numbers. Rishi Patel, Colin Ramseur, and Ian Murray are the 3 Ravenwood players playing on the Independence squad. And they're all freshmen. So a difficult season for Independence. Rough off-season, having to say goodbye to 10 players because of graduation and losing their big physical presence in Rhett Gordon to Centennial for his final year. It looks like a rebuilding period for Independence, I'd have to guess. On to the Outlaws. Matt Swinney, their head coach, moved to Colorado Springs in the summer. So Chris Deming, previously an assistant, steps up to take his place. The Outlaws also graduated 10 players, but many of them were not as much of a, we're going to have a tough time replacing that as Independence. Let me pull up the Outlaws roster and dial back into last year. They lost their leading scorer. They graduated their leading scorer, Caleb Kane, as well as their top two goaltenders, Braden Cyphers and Daniel Rodriguez, as well as a couple of pretty good defensemen in Aiden Suss and Connor Ivey. I also graduated Mason Anderson, Benicio Ricard, Mac Brothers, Gage Eastland, Wyatt Whaley. But they have brought back their second and third leading scorers from last year. Jacob Schenk is back for his final year. Josh Kane, Caleb's brother, he's back for his sophomore year. Justin Yanuchili, I guess, is going to be the new number one goaltender. We'll see tonight. But, yeah, it's going to be a real interesting couple of weeks. Or it's going to be a real interesting couple weeks. Geez, I'm just rambling on here. It's going to be a real interesting first look at these two teams tonight. Ainsworth, Nolensville, Lipscomb defeat Hendersonville Beach Gallatin 6-0 to open the season. Hendersonville can take a couple of weeks to gather up because they don't play again until 2 weeks from tonight against the Outlaws, who also aren't playing until that game against Hendersonville 2 weeks from tonight. So that's 2 games in the books for this evening. Ainsworth beating No, Hendersonville and Father Ryan beating Ravenwood. So USN against Station Camp Liberty Creek should be underway by now over on Rink B at Centennial. As the warm-up here, Bellevue is done, and the officials are out on the ice. Again, we're using a 4-official system in the regular season now. 2 refs, 2 linesmen. Catcher Grayson going to start in goal for Independence-Ravenwood 2. Dawson Reynolds going to start in goal for the Outlaws. This first period, Outlaws will carry the puck from my left to right. Indy from my right to left. Game 2 in our opening night triple header underway. With Indy winning the opening draw. Torrin Kemble sending it into the Outlaw zone on the far boards. Landrick Majewski pressed against the boards by Blake Rodamel, and the Outlaws try and clear, and they do. Ryan Hoverson couldn't keep it into the right point. Puck will be tracked down by Kemble. Passing across to Oscar Dubon. Oh, now chance in front. Jacob Schenk scores! The puck was turned over on the near boards. Shane found Jacob Schenk in front. He gets to the front of the net, gets catcher Grayson down, and slides the puck in, and it slides the puck into the bottom corner on the far side of the net, and it takes just 29 seconds for the Outlaws to strike first. 1-0 with 13:31 to go in the opening frame. Draw one by the Outlaws. Logan Wood taking a hit. Puck comes out to the slot. There's a one-timer, gloved and held onto by Grayson. I think it was a one-timer from Blake Rodamel. Grayson playing his second season with Indy. He's a junior. His brother Jax is a senior. I thought Jax was a senior last year, but I was given some bad info. He's a senior this year. Draws to the left of Grayson, catcher Grayson. So they still have some physical presence because Jax Grayson is a pretty big dude. Puck out at center. Andrew Leitz sends it into the Indy zone, and trying to pass it ahead was Jax Grayson. It hit the stick of Clive Keeler and went into the netting above the glass. Actually, I think they're going to pin that on Grayson. They're going to drop the puck to the left of catcher Grayson. 12:59 to go in the first, 1-0. The Outlaws lead. Draw one by the Outlaws, and a shot from James Daniels stopped and held on to by Grayson. Catcher Grayson. Draw is going to be to the left of catcher Grayson once again. One by the Outlaws. Puck on the far side. Owen Hervey. Shot stopped and held on to by Grayson. $12:39 to go. In the first, still 1-0. Outlaws. Draw to the right of catcher Grayson. One by the Outlaws. Shot in the slot on Hervey. I'm not sure if Grayson got a piece of that or not. It looked like it missed him, just barely. Now here come Indy. Oh, but having the puck stripped from him at center was Jackson McCoy. Now here's Leitz. Leitz passing up the far boards. Clive Keeler slows it down, and it knocked away from him by Ryan Hoverson. And back into the Outlaw zone. Dawson Reynolds out to play it, and he'll leave it for James Daniel. Daniel now right wing side of the Indy zone. Tried to put it out in front. It went off of Grayson. He tried to cover up the rebound and ended up being swept away from him. Now in the slot, a one-timer shanked by Elijah Freeman. And Indy are going to end up icing the puck. 11:44 to go in the first, and it's still 1-0 Outlaws. Draw is going to be to the right of catcher Grayson. Indy trying to get the puck out off the draw. It'll be brought out by Landrick Majewski. Majewski had a man fall over right wing side of the Outlaw zone, but then he kicks it into the boards trying to kick it to his stick. It was Bob Cobb back checking who fell over. Landrick Majewski passing to the slot, but puck goes through the legs of Torin Kemble. Now Elijah Freeman clears it out. Tracked down by Ian Murray, one of the 3 Ravenwood players on this Indy roster. All of them are freshmen. In fact, another one is out there, Rishi Patel. Puck held in at the blue line and sent back deep by Dalton Alejandro, a Battleground Academy junior. Only one of 2 BGA players in the whole league. The other is Hudson Loesch. Here's a chance for Indy. Torin Kimball around the back of the Outlaw net. Comes out to the left wing side. And he sends the puck towards the front of the net. Dawson Reynolds has to stop and cover. It wasn't a hard shot, but it was on goal, and Reynolds had to freeze it. So first shot on goal of the game for Indy, who continue to trail 1-0 with 10:28 to go in the first. Draws to Reynolds' right, won by the Outlaws. Puck is in the Indy zone. Ryan Hoverson with it. Now it's in the Outlaws' end. Blake Rodamel, senior from Rossview. This is his first year in GNASH. He now brings the puck into the Indy zone. Puck knocked off his stick by a back-checking Oscar Dubon. Dubon with a puck now, carrying it through center into the Outlaw zone on the left wing side. Carries it to the inboards, backhands it out in front. Oh, but unable to get a shot away was George Logazar. Puck sliding back into the Indy zone. Here's Hoverson. Pushed off the puck. Kept alive by Michael Petak. But the puck brought out by Logazar. Puck poked away from him at center by Logan Wood. Oscar Dubon sending it back into the Outlaw zone. And it ends up being iced by the Outlaws. 9:22 to go in this first, still 1-0 Outlaws, and that was Indy's best bit of hockey so far with the puck. Draw is going to be to Dawson Reynolds left. Outlaws win it and get it out. Oscar Dubon with it at center, sends it back into the Outlaw zone. Jacob Schenk clears. Ryan Hoverson giving chase, but Josh Kane beats him to the puck. Kane on the left wing, taking a shot, stopped by Grayson. And a one-handed try on the rebound is also stopped by Grayson. George Logazar with a puck out at center on the far side. Has it poked away by Owen Roeder. And offside called against Independence in the Outlaw zone as the puck was going back and forth between both sides of the blue line. 8:35 to go in the first, still 1-0 Outlaws. Draw on the dot in front of the Outlaw bench. One by the Outlaws, sent the other way. It's in the Indy zone. Tracked down, put out in front, but hops over the stick of Jacob Schenk. It was Josh Kane trying to get it to him in front. Now Logan Wood below the goal line around the back of the net. Has his back to the net, wanted to put it out in front. He's being triple teamed. Now puck out on the far boards. He has it again. Passes up to the left point, James Daniel. Daniel holding, maneuvering around Jacob Rogers. And the puck swept away from him by Ian Murray out at center. Landrick Majewski in the Outlaw zone. Had it poked away and then swiped off him by James Daniel. Majewski ahead to Torin Kemble. Kemble into the Outlaw zone on the left wing side. Gets pushed into the boards. Now out at center, Josh Kane brings it back into the Indy zone, trying to get around Ian Murray. Takes a shot, turned away by catcher Grayson, who has it, actually no, he has it in between his legs. 7:19 to go in the first, still 1-0. Outlaws. Draw's going to be to the right of Grayson. Draw one by the Outlaws, but the puck goes all the way back into their zone. It split the two defenders, Bob Cobb and Jack Resty. More on that guy when I get a chance. Now here's Landrick Majewski, right wing side of the Outlaw zone, taking a shot over the net. I wonder if Reynolds got a piece of it. I think he did. I think it touched the netting above the glass. I think he just got a piece of it. First hard shot of the game for Indy. 6:59 to go in the first, still 1-0 Outlaws. Draw to the left of Reynolds. Well, I guess it didn't hit Reynolds. They haven't put the shot up on the board. And wow. So the Indy won the draw. And here's a shot from Owen Hervey that misses the net to the right of catcher Grayson. Indy won the draw, and the defenseman tried to pass the puck. It went way up in the out at center, and that's what gave Owen Hervey that chance just then. Puck back in the Indy zone. Ryan Hoverson with it. Knocked into the boards. George Logazar has it. He clears. Up the far side it goes. Blake Rodemill with it. Ahead to Andrew Leitz. Had it poked away from him. And then a hit at center. Clive Keeler with a big hit on Oscar Dubon. That's going to get Keeler sent to the box for the first penalty of the game. I guess interference was the call. I couldn't really see the ref's signal. Either way, it's the first power play of the game and of the season for Indy, trailing 1-0 with 6:18 to go in the first period. Draws to the left of Reynolds. One by Indy. Puck in the right wing corner. Torin Kemble tracks it down. Round the back of the net, comes out to the left wing side. Passes up to the left point, Jax Grayson. Across to Ian Murray, who had it go off his stick. And back the other way go the Outlaws with it. Josh Kane, left wing side of the Indy zone, fires it into the back of the net from the left circle. Josh Kane with a shot over the glove of catcher Grayson into the back of the net. And it's a short-handed goal for the Outlaws to give them a 2-0 lead with 5:57 to go in the first and 99 seconds to go on the power play for the Eagles. There's Torrin Kimball, right wing side of the Outlaws zone. Taking a shot, turned away by Dawson Reynolds. Jacob Schenk tried to dive out and sweep the puck away. He whiffed. Oscar Dubon left circle, a shot, stopped by Reynolds. Rebound, sent just wide to the left of Reynolds. And we get another whistle. We're going to have a cross-checking call. This one will be against Jacob Schenk. So the Outlaws down to down 2 men here with, the Outlaws down 2 men for 69 seconds. And Indy are going to use their timeout now. Wow. It's only, we just passed the halfway point of the first, and Indy are already going to burn their timeout here as they're about to have a 69-second 5-on-3. They're down 2-0 with 5:26 to go in the first period. Interesting point of the game to use the timeout. Timeout done. Draw to the right of Dawson Reynolds. One by the Outlaws, but turned over to Indy. Landrick Majewski, left circle, passing up to the blue line. Oscar Dubon, a shot through traffic. Stopped by Reynolds. Rebound knocked over to the near side, but still in the zone. Here's Dubon again. Center point, passing to the right circle. Ryan Hoverson's shot, turned away by Reynolds. Puck out on the far wall, held into the right point, Dubon. Now Hoverson sends it to the front of the net, turned away by Reynolds. Puck in the left wing corner. 30 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Dubon, top of the right circle, shot blocked. Torrin Kimball, left point. His shot, stopped by Reynolds. Rebound out in front. Owen Hervey clears away, but not out. Held in Dubon, over to Kimball. Kimball holding in, shot, score, Torrin Kimball. Fires the puck into the back of the net from near the left point and puts Indy on the board. It is 2-1 Outlaws with 4:31 to go in the first. And there are now 65 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Well, I guess Indy using their timeout worked, but unfortunately they don't have it for the rest of the game. Clive Keeler, a shot from the high slot over the Indy net. Under a minute left in the 5-on-4 for the Eagles. And we're going to have another penalty against the Outlaws here. A tripping call. It's going to be Andrew Leitz going to the box. So 39-second 5-on-3 for Indy, trailing 2-1 with 4:05 to go in the first. Outlaws win the draw and clear it. Catcher Grayson will nudge it over to his big brother Jax. Jax Grayson ahead. Torrin Kimball off his stick and swept away by Clive Keeler. Puck on the far side, Keeler. And Keeler got hit at his own blue line. Puck taken back. Here's George Logazar, a shot in the right circle, misses the net to the left of the goaltender Reynolds, although it may have been deflected on its way by. First penalty against the Outlaws is up. Jacob Schenk out of the box. So it's a 5-on-4 now. I believe it's 81-second 5-on-4. Blake Rodemel with a big hit on George Logazar. Hit him so hard he knocked the penalty box door open. The penalty box that's being occupied by Andrew Leitz. He had to close the door back. 45 seconds left in the 5-on-4 for Indy as the Outlaws make a line change. Puck back in the Indy zone, under 30 seconds left in the 5-on-4 for the Eagles now. Here comes Torrin Kimball. Left wing side of the Outlaw zone, a shot gloved and held on to by Reynolds. Six seconds left in the 5-on-4. 2:11 to go in the first. Still 2-1 Indy. Or sorry, 2-1 Outlaws. 2-1 Outlaws. Draw was to the right of Reynolds. One by the Outlaws. It's in the Indy zone. Jacob Schenk grabs it, goes to the front of the net, scores! Jacob Schenk was in a foot race with Ryan Hoverson down the right wing side. He got the puck, got past Hoverson, got to the front of the net and scores. The penalty had already expired, so it's an even strength goal, and now it is 3-1 Outlaws with 2:01 to go in the first period. Another chance and another goal for the Outlaws. This one scored by Dalton Alejandro, falling down in the left circle as he took the shot. And it takes the Outlaws just 9 seconds to go up 4-1. Minute 52 to go in the first. Ryan Hoverson around the back of his own net. Pushed into the boards, dumps it back behind the net for Oscar Dubon. Dubon ahead to Torrin Kimball. Kimball, left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Kimball shot, who just missed the net to the left of Reynolds. Puck going all the way back down into the Indy zone. Now Alejandro at center with a puck. Chips it ahead towards the Indy blue line. Kept away, kept out by Jax Grayson. Now George Logazar. As the puck taken away from him near the Outlaw blue line. Final minute of the first. Grayson, right point. Sends it down the wall. Puck back behind the net. Bob Cobb. Banked it. Ooh, he took a big hit as he cleared it out. It's an icing against the Outlaws. And it's going to be a penalty against Indy. George Logazar is going to go off for roughing. So the Outlaws are going to get their first power play of the game. Up 4-1 with exactly 34 seconds to go in the first. And that's not what Indy need to be doing. They got within 2-1 and then gave up 2 in a span of 9 seconds. James Daniel through center into the Indy zone. Right circle shot. Stopped by Grayson. Puck pops way up in the air. Oh, and then I think it was that Hoverson almost knocked it into his own net, trying to knock it down. Daniel in the slot whiffs on a shot attempt. Here's Josh Kane chasing the puck to the right wing corner. Jacob Schenk right half wall. Passing to the slot. James Daniel over to the left point, and time runs out on the Outlaws. But they'll have 88 seconds of power play time carrying over to the second period. The Outlaws got off to a heck of a start. Jacob Schenk scoring just 29 seconds into the game. And then a few moments later, Josh Kane made it 2-0. Torrin Kimball converted a 5-on-3 power play to get Indy on the board before Schenk scored a second on a breakaway, and then just 9 seconds later, Dalton Alejandro scoring his first in GNASH. So it is 4-1 Outlaws over Indy at the end of one. Ready to go with the second period. Catcher Grayson still in goal for Indy. Dawson Reynolds still in goal for the Outlaws for this second period. Indy will move the puck from my left to right. Outlaws from my right to left. Outlaws with 86 seconds of power play time carrying over to the middle frame. They win the draw. Clive Keeler passing to Josh Kane in front of shot. Stopped by catcher Grayson. Great save by Grayson there. Jacob Schenk, far boards. Crisscrossing with Blake Rodemel, passing to the left wing and Josh Kane. Back to Schenk, top of the left circle, slap shot turned away by Grayson. Blake Rodemel with a puck now, far side, sends it across the front of the net. Here's Kane trying to pass it back, but didn't pass it very hard. Comes back to Schenk at the left point, his shot blocked. Here's Landrick Majewski. Right wing side of the Outlaw zone. A puck got away from him as he was trying to drag it around Blake Rodemel. Now here's Josh Kane, right wing side of the Indy zone. Goes, well, they're going, put it in front. Oh, Clive Keeler whiffed on the one-timer try. Under 30 seconds left of the power play for the Outlaws. Rodemel left circle, passing below the goal line. Put out in front for Keeler, and his shot stopped by Grayson, and then he sent the rebound wide. That centering pass came from Kane. Puck out in front to Kane, and his shot was blocked. Puck poked away from James Daniel by Landrick Majewski. Schenk pokes it away from him. It's back in the Indy zone, but we get a whistle. Not sure. I think the Outlaws cleared the zone. I don't think it was offside. They call offside. It didn't look to me like the Outlaws touched it. Draws in front of the Outlaw bench. 4 seconds left of the power play. 12:37 to go in the second. 4-1 Outlaws. They win the draw. Penalty time against Indy is up. They're back at even strength. Michael Petak with a big hit on the near side. Oh, and the Indy player is still down. The Indy player he hit is still down. It was Jax Grayson. Indy with a very short bench as Grayson is back in his skates and going back to the bench. Indy with 1, 2, 3, 7 skaters. No, I don't know. I might be counting that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 skaters, and the backup goalie should be Trent Pavlik. Draw is to the right of catcher Grayson. Won by the Outlaws. Shot from Bob Cobb, slowed up in traffic, still got towards the front of the net. Puck back in the Outlaws zone, Bob Cobb with it. Clears it out, and then he delivers a hit. Puck is back in the zone, going towards the front of the net. Dawson Reynolds sweeps it away from George Logazar. Puck dumped back into the Outlaws zone. Reynolds will stop it to the boards for Bob Cobb. Passing up the far side, Dalton Alejandro, right wing side of the Indy zone. Puck poked away. He gets it back. Passes down the right wing. Getting pushed into the boards is Michael Petak. Puck comes out in front, knocked away from Petak, held in Jack Resty. Resty on the left wing, a shot stopped by Grayson, and it rolled up his leg, and he snatches it with a glove. 11-11 to go. In the second, still 4-1 Outlaws, as we're going to have a penalty against Indy. Interference against Ryan Hoverson, so the Outlaws go back to the power play. 11-11 to go in the second. Outlaws up 4-1. I mentioned Jack Resty. Jack Resty is a junior at Gordonsville. He comes all the way from Gordonsville High School. Probably the first Smith County-based player in GNASH history. Outlaws win the draw. Blake Rodamel, a shot stopped and held onto by Jax Grayson. Shot from the right wing side, turned away by Grayson. Shot came from James Daniel. Daniel with it again. Around the back of the net, comes out to the left wing. Drops it off to Schenk near the blue line. Oops, Schenk almost lost it. Just to spin around to keep it away from Landrick Majewski. And he's all the way back out at the left point, right up against the blue line. Passes across to Blake Rodamel. We get a whistle. I guess a crease violation against the Outlaws, because Schenk kept that puck alive to me. 81 seconds left in the power play, 10:31 to go in the second. Outlaws still up 4-1. Oh, Bryson Patton is injured, so I guess he's injured. He's wearing his jersey but a pair of pants, and he's the water boy tonight, so Indy down a skater. Here's Logan Wood, left wing side of the Indy zone. Around the back of the net. Passes up to the right point, Owen Hervey. Hervey, shot blocked by Landrick Majewski. Hervey swipes the puck down the wall to Wood. Wood holds it in. Top of the right circle, shot. Stopped by Grayson. It goes into the netting above the glass. 43 seconds left in the power play. Draw was to the left of Grayson, won by the Outlaws. Bob Cobb, left circle, a shot off the right leg pad of Grayson. There goes Torrin Kemble, who has the only Indy goal. Right wing side of the Outlaws zone, pushed into the boards. Puck taken off him by Andrew Leitz, but he drops it back and gives it away to Jax Grayson, who tried to put it in front, but Kemble let it go off his stick and get away. And offside. Oh, Dalton Alejandro was over the Indy blue line. tangled up with Oscar Dubon, and Logan Wood brought the puck in offside. 10 seconds left in the man advantage for the Outlaws, 9:20 to go in the second. Still 4-1 Outlaws. Oh, and Wood was hit at the blue line, so a roughing call against the Indy player that hit him. Not sure who that was because I just caught them going into the box. Wow, so the Outlaws get a 5-on-3 just for 10 seconds, though. Up 4-1 with 9:20 to go. Draw is to the left of catcher Grayson. One of the Outlaws, Jacob Schenk with it, passes over to Blake Rodemel, left wing side. Rodemel's shot hit the skates of Oscar Dubon and went past the net. A 5-on-3 is up. 5-on-4 for 1:50 as the Eagles clear it down the ice. James Daniel having a maneuver to keep the puck away from Ryan Hoverson. Hoverson with it now on the left wing side of the Outlaws zone. Got pushed off by James Daniel, and then the puck was taken away by Schenk. Jacob Schenk, who has 2 goals already in this one. Carries it to center. Into the Indy zone on the left wing side. Passing over to James Daniel. Now over to Josh Kane. Bottom of the left circle. Kane, who has a goal in this game as well. Passing out to the right circle. Blake Rodemel. A shot stopped by Grayson. And then Rodemel sends it past the net to the left of Grayson. Under a minute left in the power play. The 5-on-4 for the Outlaws. Indy trying to clear. Held in. Jacob Schenk, left point. Slap shot knocked down by Grayson. Oh, and then I think Oscar Dubon may have knocked Clive Keeler into catcher Grayson. And they're going to send Dubon to the box. So another 5-on-3 for the Outlaws. Cross check against Dubon. So a 45-second 5-on-3 for the Outlaws. 8:05 to go in the second. They're still up 4-1. And catcher Grayson is coming out. So catcher Grayson is done. And Trent Pavlik is now in the net for Indy. Draws to his right. One of the Outlaws, Logan Wood. Passing down the right wing, Owen Hervey back up top to Wood. Wood maneuvering towards the middle. Passes to the left circle. Andrew Leitz, a shot, score! Andrew Leitz below the hash marks near the bottom of the left circle, fires the puck into the back of the net to convert the 5-on-3 and give the Outlaws a 5-1 lead. 7:50 to go in the second. So 1:46 left on the 5-on-4. And Indy won the draw. Taken away by the Outlaws. Owen Hervey, right wing side of the Indy zone. Passing it up top, Bob Cobb taking a shot that took a deflection, still came on goal. Trent Pavlik had to steer it away. Puck is behind the net. Puck passed out to the right point, and Logan Wood. Wood over to the left circle. Andrew Leach, a shot stopped and held onto by Pavlik. 73 seconds left of the 5-on-4, 7:18 to go in the second, still 5-1 Outlaws. Shot in the right circle, stopped by Trent Pavlik. That shot coming from James Daniel. Blake Rodemel back across to Daniel. Minute left in the 5-on-4. Daniel, top of the right circle, backs out. Over to Jacob Schenk, center point. Schenk moving towards the left wing side, now moving down a bit. Curls back around. Passes back over to the right wing side. Daniel moves into the right circle. James Daniel, shot stopped. Rebound, Rodemel backhanded it wide to the right of Pavlik. Puck out in front again. Rodemel passes over to the right wing side. Daniel moves into the right circle. A shot stopped. And the rebound cleared away. 30 seconds left in the power play. 5-on-4 for the Outlaws. James Daniel. Far side at center. Now Jacob Schenk. Brings it back into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Taking a shot, scores his hat trick. Schenk from just inside the slot fires it into the back of the net. And it is now 6-1 Outlaws with 6:16 to go in the second. Puck in the Outlaw zone on the right wing side. With it now is Elijah Freeman. It's poked away from him, but he gets it back. Thanks to some help from A.J. Malloy. Freeman now a shot, shouldered away by Pavlik. George Logazar, right wing side of the Outlaw zone. Tried a shot, went off the stick of Cameron Wells and went past the net. Puck back in the Indy zone. Ian Murray, one of the three Ravenwood players, clears it out. Now Oscar Dubon back in the Outlaw zone. Puck poked away from him. Jacob Rogers getting knocked down. Puck comes up to Dubon. One-timer blocked. Now here is A.J. Malloy. Malloy back into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Passes across to the left wing side. Elijah Freeman shot over the net from the left circle. Bob Cobb backhanding it down the wall towards the right wing corner. Now here's Jack Resty sending it towards the front of the net. Intercepted and cleared out. Cobb with it at center. Bob Cobb. Left wing side of the Indy zone. Sends it over to the far side for Malloy. Try to pass it over to Tyler Ellis. Freeman now comes around to the left wing side. Tried to send it to the front of the net, but didn't give it enough oomph. Bob Cobb will whip it around the boards to the far side. Puck cleared out. Here is... It was Jack Resty with the puck. Brought out of the Outlaw zone. It's in the Indy zone now, but cleared out by Ian Murray. And a shot from Landrick Majewski on the right wing side of the Outlaw zone is turned away by Dawson Reynolds. Jax Grayson falling over at center. Here's Ryan Hoverson. Passes to the near side. Puck back in the Outlaw zone. Outlaws controlling Bob Cobb. Banks it off the near boards. This will be an icing. 3:11 to go in the second. Still 6-1 Outlaws. Puck brought back into the Indy zone off the draw. Getting bumped into the boards was Brennan Lorink on the far side. Now here's Torrin Kimball, left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Taking a shot, turned away by Reynolds. And Outlaws trying to bring the puck out. Here's James Daniel. Daniel, right wing side of the Indy zone. Around the back of the net, tries a wraparound, stopped by Trent Pavlik. And we get a whistle and a hooking call against Brendan Lorink. Out at center. So 2:28 to go in the second. Indy getting back on the power play, trailing 6-1. Outlaws win the draw, get it down the ice. Trying to go down the slot. Puck. There's George Logazar in the Outlaw zone trying to go down the slot. Puck poked away. Torrin Kimball sending it past the net. The puck cleared out by the Outlaws. Here's Landrick Majewski, shot off the stick of Blake Rodemel into the netting above the glass. 64 seconds to go on the power play, 92 seconds left in the second, still 6-1 Outlaws. Draw was to the left of Dawson Reynolds. Indy win it. Under a minute left of the power play now. Oscar Dubon right point. Passing it back over to Torrin Kimball. Kimball shot, kicked away by Reynolds. Rebound stopped. And George Logazar had a chance in front, but Reynolds comes up with it and covers. I think it was Ryan Hoverson who had the rebound try that Reynolds had to stop. Indy with a puck inside their own zone. Under 30 seconds left of the power play. And now we're inside the final minute of the second. Torrin Kimball, left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Trying to turn around. Takes a shot. Oh, it was knocked down by Dawson Reynolds. I thought it was going past him. Oscar Dubon has the puck poked away at the blue line. Josh Kane trying to get it away from George Logazar, who pushes him away. Now Ryan Hoverson through center. Penalty time against the Outlaws is up. They're back at even strength. Under 30 seconds left of the period as the shot from Hoverson hits the skate of Bob Cobb. Puck whipped around the boards to the near side. Caught up to by A.J. Malloy. Malloy in the Indy zone on the right wing side. Dumps it on the boards. Ryan Hoverson behind the net. Sends it around on the near side, and that's going to be it for the second. Jacob Schenk completes his hat trick, and Andrew Leitz gets on the board. The Outlaws leading Indy 6-1 at the end of 2. Ready to go with the third period. Dawson Reynolds still in goal for the Outlaws. Trent Pavlik still in goal for Indy. This third and final period, Outlaws will carry the puck from my left to right, Indy from my right to left. Puck on the Outlaw zone, Indy zone off the draw. It's on the far boards. Ian Murray tapping it ahead, but held in on the left point by James Daniel. Here's A.J. Malloy, left circle shot, knocked down by the glove of Trent Pavlik. Puck held in near the blue line by James Daniel. A shot, hit the post to the left of the goaltender Pavlik and went through the crease and out. So close to getting on the score sheet was Daniel just then. Logan Wood now on the right wing side, maneuvering in the right circle. His shot, gloved and held on to by Pavlik. .13-14 to go, 6-1 Outlaws. Draw was to the left of Pavlik. Puck out in front, but Andrew Leitz couldn't get a stick on it. Here's Logan Wood behind the net, knocked into the boards. And Leitz tried to pass it up to the top of the right circle and Owen Roeder, but the pass misses Roeder. James Daniel has to track it down inside the Outlaw zone. Daniel now through center as it poked off his stick by Jonas Martorell. Now here's Logan Wood, right wing side of the Indy zone. Lost the puck along the end boards. Here's Oscar Dubon. Dubon up, got to the front of the Outlaw net, but puck got away from him. Andrew Leitz trying to clear. That was blocked. Now the puck comes back to Leitz, and he's got it at center. Leitz. Now A.J. Malloy. Malloy, a shot over the net from the right circle. And Ryan Overson fell down trying to get the puck out. Torrin Kemble at center. Back into the Outlaw zone, going down the side of backhander, missed the net. Kimball with the only goal of the game so far for Indy. And Indy tried to clear it out, held into the blue line by Ryan Hoverson. And on the second try, Leeds got it out. This will be an icing against the Outlaws. 11:15 to go. They're still up 6-1. Here's Brennan Lorink, right wing side of the Indy zone, taking a shot off the stick of Torrin Kimball and past the net. Puck still in play. Now here's Kimball back into the Outlaw zone. Puck poked away in the slot by, I think, was Michael Petak getting it away from him. Tyler Ellis sweeps it back into the Indy zone. Icing was waved off because he was just behind the red line when he did it. And we have a high sticking call, I think, against Indy. Nope, it's against Michael Petak. So Indy returned to the power play down 6-1. With 10:24 to go. And a shot stopped and covered up by Dawson Reynolds. Outlaws clear the zone off the draw. Clive Keeler chases it down at center. Left wing side of the Indy zone. Stops the left circle. His shot. Oh, getting in front of him to break it up was Oscar Dubon. So good back checking by Dubon there. Here's Landrick Majewski. Shot from the left circle. Misses the net to the right of Dawson Reynolds. Puck over on the near side. Bob Cobb trying to clear it out. Held in Dubon left point. His shot missed the net to the left of the goaltender Reynolds. Minute left in the power play for Indy. Dubon. Left point. Holds, shoots. It was deflected past the net by the stick of Cobb, I think. Dubon. Backhands it up top of the left circle. Majewski shot stopped by Reynolds. Right point, Jax Grayson passes it down. And puck shot across the front of the net, I think by Dubon. 30 seconds left of the power play for Indy. Puck back in the Indy zone. Here's Jacob Schenk in front of shot. Stopped by Pavlik with a left leg pad. Schenk bidding for his fourth goal of the game.
It's kind of like the defining line between...
Here's George Logazar inside the Outlaw zone. Up, fell over. Oh, he was tripped. I thought he was tripped. He's won a penalty. And it is against Clive Keeler. So it'll be a 5-on-3 for just 2 seconds. So Indy with another 5-on-3 with 8:26 to go, down 6-1. Draw was to the left of Reynolds. One by Indy and a shot shouldered into the air by Reynolds. And the 5-on-3 for Indy is done. Now on a 5-on-4 for a minute 58. Here's James Daniel carrying the puck through center into the Indy zone. Drops it back on the left wing. It was taken away from Josh Kane by Torin Kemble. Kemble back into the Outlaw zone. Puck knocked off his stick. He gets it back on the near boards. It comes back near the net, cleared away, held in at the left point by Oscar Dubon. Under a minute left in the power play for Indy. And the puck cleared out by the Outlaws. Now there's a chance for Josh Kane, and his shot from the left circle missed the net. Trent Pavlik may have gotten a piece of it. Under 30 seconds left in the power play now for Indy. Here's Kane. Behind the net. Comes out left circle, passes off. One-timer from Andrew Leet, stopped by Trent Pavlik. Puck brought out to center by Ryan Hoverson. It's back in the Indy zone now. And carried out to center by Landrick Majewski. Penalty time against Outlaws is up. They're back at even strength as the shot from Majewski in the right circle is stopped and held on to by Dawson Reynolds. Draw to the left of Reynolds, one by Indy. Jax Grayson gives it away, and at center with it is A.J. Malloy. Now Dalton Alejandro's shot went across the front of the net. A.J. Malloy, a shot stopped. It was blocked in the rebound, sent past the net by Alejandro, who is at the right-hand post. Cameron Wells gives the puck away to Landrick Majewski. Majewski now, left wing side of the Outlaws zone, lost the puck for a moment, and then had it poked away by Alejandro. Puck out at center. Alejandro picks it up back in the Indy zone. And it poked away by Ian Murray on the back check. And then a one-timer from A.J. Malloy misses the net to the right of Trent Pavlik. And a shot at the other end from Majewski misses the net to the left of Dawson Reynolds. Here's Blake Rodemel back in the Indy zone. Shot deflected past the net off the stick of either Hoverson or Murray. And here's Kemble back the other way. Blake Rodemel catching him though. And Rodemel forcing Kemble to turn around, and Kemble nearly falls over with Rodemel pushing up against him. A.J. Malloy now at center. Right wing side of the Indy zone. Puck over on the far side. Passed around to the near side. Here's Michael Petak, right wing side of the Indy zone, taking a shot. Knocked away by Pavlik. Threw out the left arm. Falling over at center as he got the puck was Brendan Lorink. Here's Oscar Dubon now, left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Goes up to the board, or goes up against the boards. Puck ends up behind the net. Jack Resty sweeping it around. Held in the left circle, took an odd carom off a stanchion. Came to the right circle, and George Logazar had the puck for a moment, but it was taken away and cleared. Now here's Hoverson dropping it back. Dubon slap shot, stopped and held on to by Dawson Reynolds. 3:36 to go, still 6-1 Outlaws. In the Indy zone, shot sent past the net. Chance in front, James Daniels shot missed the net to the left of the goaltender, Pavlik. Shot deflected past the net from the left circle. Puck comes to Jacob Schenk, right circle, his shot, hit the crossbar. So close to getting his fourth once again. He had a shot turned away earlier, breakaway chance turned away earlier by Pavlik, and now he has a shot go off the bar and into the netting. 2:57 left, still 6-1 Outlaws. Coming up next is Brentwood taking on Franklin. Jacob Schenk almost stole the puck inside the Indy zone. He would have had a breakaway if he'd gotten past Jax Grayson. Takes a shot from the left wing boards that's off the glove of Trent Pavlik. James Daniel trying to get the puck out of the Outlaws zone. Logan Wood around the back of his own net out to the far side. Leaves it for Daniel, who couldn't get it around Landrick Majewski. Majewski, right wing, moves around the defender, in front of shot, score! He finally got one. Turnover inside the blue line. Landrick Majewski maneuvered his way around Owen Roeder, got to the front of the net, and backhands it home to make it 6-2 Outlaws with 2:07 to go. The other end, a shot turned away by Pavlik. Oh, and a hit on the far boards is going to draw another penalty. It's Owen Hervey off for roughing. So 1:53 to go. Indy play down 6-2. But they used their timeout early in the first, actually just past the midway point of the first when they were down 2-0 and had their first 5-on-3 of the game. It worked because they scored to get within 2-1, but then the Outlaws scored 2 goals in 9 seconds to go up 4-1. Draw one by Indy, but turned over to the Outlaws and they clear. Here is Oscar Dubon through center. Left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Oh, tried to go to the front of the net, but lost the puck. Puck behind the net. Dubon tries to wrap around, stopped by Dawson Reynolds. Puck out on the far boards. And cleared out by Andrew Leitz. Final minute of the game. Clive Keeler, left wing side of the Indy zone, drops the puck down the wall. And now 1 minute left in the Indy power play. So unless Indy score, the Outlaws are going to finish this game with a man in the box. Here's Torin Kemble. Kemble back into the Outlaw zone. The right wing side, trying to go to the front of the net. Is shot off the right leg pad of Reynolds and cleared down ice. 30 seconds to go. Now 30 seconds left in the power play for Indy. Here's Majewski, right wing side of the Outlaw zone, off to Kemble. Kemble pushed into the boards by Rodemel. And pass attempt was broken up by an Outlaw stick. Puck drifts out to center, and that's it. The Outlaws open 2023-2024 with a 6-2 victory over Indy. A pretty comfortable one at that. The Eagles got within 2-1 in the first, but then the Outlaws scored 2 goals in 9 seconds. And then they added 2 more in the second to win this one 6-2. So great win for Chris Deming. First game as Outlaw head coach, as they win this one 6-2. So the goal scorers, the goals from Indy came from Torin Kemble and Landryk Majewski, whereas the goals for the Outlaws, Jacob Schenk had a hat trick. And the other goals came from Josh Kane, Andrew Leitz, and Dalton Alejandro. And the player of the game is Jacob Schenk with his hat trick. Now a senior at the new James Lawson High School, which was built not too far from here to replace Hillwood. Bob Cobb now a student there as well. Yeah, Jacob Schenk, our player of the game, with his hat trick as the Outlaws win this one 6-2 and open the season with a victory. Indy open with a loss. Outlaws will not play again until 2 weeks from tonight when they take on Hendersonville. Hendersonville beats Gallatin. That's going to be the only game on that night, October 9th, so we're going to cover it for any of you Outlaws fans listening. So there will be another Outlaw game coming up soon. I clicked on the wrong team. What time is Indy? When is Indy's next game? I think it's next week against USN. Indy's next game is, next Monday against USN. All right, so that is it for this one. 2/3 of our triple hitter down. 1 to go. Brentwood and Franklin coming up in just a few moments. Pregame at 8:10. Face off at 8:20. That should be the game of the night, as the Outlaws defeat Independence-Ravenwood 6-2 to open the season with a win. Again, Brentwood and Franklin coming up at 8:10.